Well, welcome back again. Today, we have this laptop to fix. This computer, the customer sent it to us, and he said the laptop is not powering on. However, it's just blinking the LED, the power LED there. It's just blinking, but it's not powering on. So I don't know what exactly is happening with this motherboard. The first thing we need to do before we open it up, as always, we try to power it on and see for ourselves what actually is happening. I'm trying to switch, but not responding. Maybe the battery doesn't have any power. So we are going to put in the power supply. We are going to plug in the power supply. It needs the blue pin. That's why we need this blue pin tip. Now we have the blue pin. Let's plug in and see actually what's happening with the power supply. And again, we verify whether we have that LED which the customer said. So here is the power port. When I plug in, yes, I can see the LED blinking there. Can you see that white light? Yes, I can see the white light. Again, the power supply is taking 31 milliamps, as you can see. As you can see the screen there. Yes, that you can see it's taking that 7 milliamps. So it means this laptop, let's plug it again and see. And actually, it started with the 66, then at 7 milliamps. So it means this laptop is taking enough power to power on. So as always, what we're going to do, we are going to open up the back lid. We're going to open the back lid and check for ourselves what actually is happening with the motherboard. So let's open it. So the model for this laptop, as you can see, it is written here at the back, HP Elitebook 840G G6. Yes, it is written there, HP Elitebook 840G6. So that is the model for this laptop. I have the back lid out. Now I am able to access the internal, the motherboard inside. As you can see, the battery is disconnected. This battery seems to be bad because I can see some, I don't know what are these. We don't care about the battery right now. Okay. The battery, somebody was trying to repair the battery. Okay, anyway, that's not my concern right now. My concern is the motherboard. We need to work on the motherboard. So I can see there's some solder paste here. So it seems this BIOS has been programmed, and in fact, the customer actually said he tried to program the BIOS, but the laptop powers on, it displayed, but there's some errors, and then it stopped displaying. So again, other than the BIOS being programmed, I can see there's some corrosion here. Yes, there's some corrosion at this particular area. I can see some greenish moles there. I don't know whether you can see it. Okay, you might not see it, but I can see there are some white moles there, not white but are green. Okay, so these small funny things, those are the things which normally makes the motherboard confused. Yes, those things normally makes the motherboard confused until you might find your laptop it's just blinking some white light, funny misbehaving, doing some funny things. So I don't know whether that was exact, whether this corrosion, this substance here, or the one which made this laptop not power on, or the problem was with the BIOS. You know. Okay. Anyway, I think what we are going to do, let's assume this BIOS which was programmed here is the working BIOS. So let's assume it is a working BIOS. So what we are going to do, we are going to clean up this substance here we can see here. Then after that, after we've cleaned, we are going to test it again. In case we get the same results, that's now when we can go deeper and program the BIOS. But in case we get the same results, as you can see, okay, yeah, that's some white there. So let's clean it up, and then we shall do something from there. I think I'm seeing something. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm just. So let's continue cleaning it up. You know this kind of brushes, these wired brushes. They are good. They are good in cleaning these funny moles. Now, since I have cleaned it up, let's try again and see what will happen. Let's try and see what will happen, whether it will power on or not. Pay attention to the power supply. When I plug in 39 milliamps, I think you're getting the same results. Since you are getting the same results like before, yes, then you can see the LED there. Can you see? It's just flashing. Huh? You can see. So that is the problem to do with the BIOS. When you see that flashing, that is the BIOS issue. So what you are going to do, we are going to program the BIOS which we are sure it's working. Then from there, we are now going to focus on other things. You know, first of all, I don't know, I'm not sure whether this BIOS which was programmed here is working BIOS or not. So if it is, if the BIOS here is not the good one, if let's say this BIOS which was programmed here is not the working, probably we have this issue. So what you're going to do, we are going to program the file which we are sure it's working. Then we are going to see whether we'll have the same result or actually what will happen. So I am going to share the screen. Give me a moment to share the screen so that we see it together. How we are going to program that chip. Nice. That is my screen. That's my screen. So here is my software for programming the BIOS. So what you're going to select, so let me get a chip. Then we are going to smart identify that chip. It is identified. Then we are going to open. We are programming the BIOS. We go back to my folders for the BIOS here. Since I am here, I am going to search for the file for this motherboard. I am going to look for 840G5 Crescent, this one. Oh, G6. So this is the G6. 840G6 Crescent. This is the part number for this 6050A322501 MB A1. So, and I think we have the two chips. I have two U366 and U367. So those are the good ones. So let's start with the main chip. This is the main chip. Here, as you can see, there's a high capacity, that is 32 MB. So we are going to like that, double click. Then we've loaded the file. As you can see, file has been loaded. It is written here in the program. File has been loaded, checksum, 16 pins and then 32 pins. So that is the file. Now we are going to write it. Now since this BIOS is so big, so you can see it's erasing this type of chip capacity is big. So erase time, please be patient. Yes, of course I am patient. Okay, let's just be patient and wait together. So the writing is almost finished. As you can see, it is at 63%, 64%. We need to wait until it reaches 100%, and it will start auto verify. And we will also wait until it verifies successfully. Auto verifying now. Now the writing is a success, and we have a new file. So now we have a new chip. So let's go back. So this is our new chip. So this is our new chip. We are going to solder in this. Because this is what we are sure it's working. So the new chip is soldered. Let's try and wipe this excess paste here. Yes, I don't always like having excess of the solder paste here. Now I have the new chip, the new BIOS. So let us test and see what will happen. So let us test and see what actually will happen. We are going to pay attention to the power supply, and then also we are going to pay attention to the power LED there. So let's see the power supply 31 milliamps, and the LED, the power LED is blinking. So let's see whether it will start. At least now I am not seeing the flashing light here, so that probably means something happened. Now the LED is just blinking, so I believe, yeah, I also have the problem to do with the AC. So we are going to write AC again, because I am very sure this BIOS which I just programmed is very working BIOS. So let's work with AC. So give me a few minutes to disassemble and remove the motherboard, because the AC is right behind here. It is at the back of the motherboard here. So I have the motherboard out. Now I have removed the motherboard. So let's see the back. So here is the AC chip. So this is the AC chip. So we are going to program this motor again. This AC. So let's have it out. The AC is out. I have the AC out. Like before, share the screen again. We program the AC. So that's my screen. So let me have the chip in the program. Identify. The chip identified. Open. We are going to program the smaller one, the AC. Try erasing. So it is programmed. Go back again. Yes, here's my new chip. Here's my latest chip. So again, we pay attention to the direction. Huh? We pay attention to the direction. As you can see, this chip actually, you can see this one has sharp corners here, but this corner is a bit curved. So this curved, it means that is the direction that there's a dot at the other side of this chip here. So the dot is here, and that dot should be directly to the marked area in the motherboard. As you can see, there's an arrow there. Bring it closer so that you can see clearly. Yeah, this is. I need to put the chip this way. I'll have to solder the chip this way so that this particular corner where there's a mark, it corresponds to this triangular arrowhead here. We have an arrow there which is triangular in shape. So let us solder the chip. Let us have the C soldered. So I have the chip soldered. Since I have the chip soldered, so it means now I have the main chip and the IC. I have the main chip and the IC. Let me put those aside. We are going to test. We are going to test. Can we put the motherboard back completely, or just you're not going to assemble it fully, but you're just going to place it here in the casing so that we can test. For only me to test, I just want to test whether it is powered on or whether it is still not powering on. Now, let me have the keyboard. Let me have the keyboard, and then just in case if it will display, I'll need to enter. I'll have to enter to complete the BIOS recovery, whatever. So I have the keyboard installed. Can we have the backlight for the keyboard? Not necessary, but since we decided to connect, let us do so. The keyboard installed. The keyboard installed. The keyboard is in possession. So let's see. Pay attention to the power supply, as I always said. Plugged in the power supply taking 31 milliamps, and I can see the laptop is powering on 700 milliamps. The two LEDs are there. Yeah, the laptop is powered on. Let's wait and see whether we shall have the display. I believe we're gonna have the display because I trust those files which I just programmed. 700 milliamps, that's a good sign. The laptop at least should restart. It's coming down. I believe it is restarting, and the laptop is restarting. That's a good sign that the problem with this was about the BIOS. So let's see whether we'll have any display. Let's see whether we'll have any display. Maybe it will restart for the last time, and then we're gonna have the display. You just have to trust the process, and then boom, we have the display, and then we have the endpoint. That was expected. Endpoint security because we tampered with the small AC. No battery, of course. We don't have the battery. It will let us have it restart again. It is not restarting anymore. Why so? So that endpoint security, that is harmless. That is harmless. The endpoint security, we just have to enter and proceed. So that because that EC which we just programmed is not the original, EC for this laptop. That is why, yes, because it is not the original firmware. And then boom, you have the Windows loading. The Windows is loading. Okay, I think we'll have to try to see whether we can fix that issue of endpoint security. We normally change it to the default. Let's see. Let us have it complete Windows loading, so that in case, so that to avoid getting the Windows corrupt. Endpoint security, I say that was expected. Let it load the Windows. You're going to do something about that endpoint. Yes, and I have the Windows there. Yeah, that is it, guys. So right now, let's see whether we can restore the original. Let's see whether we can restore the original file for this laptop. To do that, we are going to shut it down. Then we are going to power it on. Then we go into the BIOS setup menu. Then once you are in the BIOS setup menu, we are going to change it to apply the default. Yes, you're going to apply the default so that we see whether it will fix our problem. Now the laptop is off, so we just have to start it and then go into the BIOS setup. By just pressing F10, we are going to press F10 until the laptop displays. Once it displays, it will take us into the BIOS setup menu. Once we are at the setup menu, we are going to locate the BIOS. We are going to locate what? Endpoint that I said that was expected. Yes. Then we are in the BIOS setup menu. So we are going to come down there and then to apply custom defaults and exit. Yes, we apply custom default and exit. Let's see whether the problem to do with the endpoint security will be fixed or not. Sometimes this action normally fix that problem. Sometimes it doesn't. So let's see whether it will fix in our case or not. It doesn't. So this issue, this problem, let's see whether you can get the other details about this. Anyway, but this problem to do with the endpoint is harmless, so don't be worried. Do not be worried. But in case I had the issue to do with the manufacturing setting mode, maybe you find that the laptop is just starting counting down some issues. Yeah, that normally means something. That normally means something, and you should not ignore that. You should not ignore that. So guys, so finally we fixed the problem, and I'm really very happy about it. And thank you for being patient. Thank you for watching this video until the end. So that problem to do with the endpoint security, that one we are going to try and fix it later, but not now. That one, but that one is harmless. You just the customer will just have to enter and proceed to boot into the OS. As you can see, it's loading the OS. So thank you so much, guys. And still, in case if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please, I'm still bleeding with you, my people. Please subscribe, share with your friends, give us a comment. And if you want to learn about laptop repairs, we also teach. You are highly welcome to join us. We teach both online and offline. If you want to join the online module, you can contact me. We discuss the way forward. Or if you want to join the physical classes, you are also welcome. You can contact me so that we can discuss the way forward. So, what else? I don't think I forget to mention anything. In case you have an issue with your laptop, please again don't hesitate. You can send it to us. We fix for you and then send back to you. Or you can bring it yourself. You can also bring it yourself so that we book in or we see whether if it is something we can fix within a few minutes until you return it. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So thank you so much, guys, and see you in the next video. Goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe.